Hi, my name is Bebe and welcome to Deliciously Divine Kitchen. Today we're actually going to make Vietnamese spring rolls with a peanut sauce. And so we're going to divide this into 3 parts to make it easier for you. First we're going to start off with the filling. So right here we have 2 cups of carrots, 2 cups of Oriental white sprouts, 1 cup of alfalfa sprouts, and 2 cups of celery. And we also have 1 cup of finely chopped mint. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and mix everything into the bowl. We're putting the carrots in. These are matchstick carrots, so it saves you a lot of work. You don't have to do a lot of chopping. They sell them at most grocery stores. And now we're going to put the Oriental white sprouts in. Now we're putting in the 2 cups of really finely chopped celery. We're going to add the cup of alfalfa sprouts. And now for the mint. And the reason I like to do this first is because it allows it to sit and kind of marinate together while you're making the sauce and getting everything else ready. We're going to put in a little soy sauce, and you can really do this to taste. It's up to you. So just enough to make that nice and moist. Okay, so we're mixing together the ingredients, and one of the things that we like to do when we mix is just take a moment of silence, put a little meditative energy into the food. It's the magic ingredient, and if you include it, I promise everybody will love it. That's all you have to do for the filling, and we can set that aside and just let the juices marinate together. Okay, and now we're going to make a very tasty peanut sauce. You just need a 1/2 cup of unsweetened peanut butter. No sugar, you can get creamy or chunky, it's up to you. You need a 1/2 cup of hot water because it allows you to mix the peanut butter up a little bit more easily. You need 5 tablespoons of soy sauce. You need 1 teaspoon of ginger. You can also use fresh if you want. Then you need 2 teaspoons of mirin, or you can use rice vinegar. Mirin is something you can find in the Oriental store, but rice vinegar would work just as well. And the other thing you need is just a teaspoon of yellow mustard. And the chili, if you're adventurous, you can do 4 teaspoons. And if you like it mild, you can just do 1 teaspoon of chili. So it's completely up to you. This is a chili paste. You can get it at most Oriental stores. And it's called salam molek. All right, so we're going to put in our 1/2 cup of peanut butter. And if it's warm, it makes mixing it a lot easier. You know, if you can get it at room temperature, hot water. And our heaping 4 teaspoons of chili. I'm going to start to mix it up a little bit before I add the other ingredients. Now we're going to add the other ingredients. Here is the mustard. All right. And here is the ginger, teaspoon of ginger. And you have your 5 tablespoons of soy sauce. And then you have your 2 teaspoons of either rice vinegar or mirin. Just going to mix that up. Okay, so now we're going to put the wraps together, and we're going to use these. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but you can get them at your Oriental store, and they're called rice sheets. And when you get them out of the wrapper, they're hard. But what we're going to do is soak them in a little bit of hot water. We're going to soften them and put the filling inside of them. And I use 2 at a time because they're really thin. So if you don't use 2, sometimes your roll ends up kind of falling apart and not going so well. So we're going to heat up the water. Okay, so I'm going to have to warn you, I am going to use my hands, but the hands are clean. And there's really no way to do it without using your hands. And also, you know, I just cleaned off the countertop and we're going to use this area. So you take 2 at a time, and you want to try to place them in there in the water together. And use your tongs to dunk them in and submerge them. And the water is just at a low heat. It's not boiling. It's just a low heat. So what'll happen, you'll start to see the edges of the rice sheets kind of start to wrinkle. And then you can tell they're ready, that they're softened. And so you try to pick it up together. And it's a little bit warm. Spread it out. Okay. And now you're going to put the filling in. Just going to take like a little handful like that. Put that in the center. And it's okay if they're not right on top of the other. That in itself is an art form. All right, so you flop that end over, and then you want to roll this over, and just continue to roll, and roll, and roll. Happy baby. Okay, so our Vietnamese spring rolls are ready. And this particular recipe is enough to feed about 5 people, and each person can get about 2 spring rolls each. So it makes 10 spring rolls. And it's a really simple, easy dish. It's very refreshing because the veggies on the inside are raw and uncooked, so it's like a tasty salad with a peanut sauce. So enjoy, and we'll see you next time on Deliciously Divine Kitchen.